Hey y'all, it's July the 15th, 2017, and I hope y'all are having a very, very good time out there. Doing whatever it is y'all do out there, man. Sincerely, I hope your life is very peaceful and blessed, and I can assure you that mine is as well. Alright, I have a lot of things that bring me a lot of pleasure. Every single day, man, I like to concentrate on that, and I like to stay very grounded, as peaceful as I possibly can. Alright, I like to take advantage of the splendors of the world every single day, barring no days. Thing is, at the same time, you already understand. The thing is, this channel has been going on for quite some time. There's a channel before that as well. And a reoccurring theme in this channel is me telling you, hey, guess what? You've been lied to. Alright? In just an unbelievable number of ways, in so many profound ways. I've been lied to as well. The thing is, I've come to terms with that. Actually, a number of years ago, I came to terms with that. I want to let you know, if you went to public school at all, or most of these other schools, if you've gone to public school, if you've seen and you are familiar with what a television is, you've been lied to, alright, in unspeakable ways, alright. It's really messed with your brain. It's messed with my brain. What's worse is that it messed with some people's brains irrevocably. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not ever gonna find their way out. They're not gonna see any light at the end of the tunnel. As far as, you know, the fact is, they've been lied to. They swallowed up the lies. The thing is, they live on lies. They want to live in the Matrix. They obviously would do so if given the choice. Some of these people, they love the television. Oh, they love what they learn in these public schools regarding history and things like that. They love that, and they just can't let that sort of stuff go. Alright, and most of these people are old. Right? But see, the new generations, and see, even some of the old folks, I mean, Donald Trump's like 70 some years old. They're catching on, and they're getting onto the internet. Alright, and I bring that up for a good reason. You know, there's an example I want to throw out there to y'all. If y'all never heard of Super Deluxe, it's an entertainment channel and stuff, and they take silly things on Super Deluxe and they'll make them into songs and stuff. It's really very entertaining. Alright, a lot of subscribership and stuff, man. The videos, the entertaining songs, they go viral a lot. Alright, and regularly Super Deluxe, what they'll do is they'll put Alex Jones, and it's a very good idea. If you put Alex Jones in one of these songs that they do, it's gonna get a lot of views, assuredly, because of how Alex Jones is. Alright, the reason I want to bring that up is because, first of all, Super Deluxe, he has a video coming out, or actually, yeah, he put out a video a couple days ago regarding Alex Jones, and it's a folk song, and it's actually very entertaining. I liked it a lot. Right, it's very interesting the way that he puts film and you know, stuff together into music. Right, I want to point out also that he's made a number of songs, like I said, that star Alex Jones, and that's alright. It really doesn't hurt Alex Jones at all. In fact, it brings him more viewership and stuff, and he's pointed that out, and it's actually very beneficial for him that Super Deluxe exists. Alright, but if you were to watch some of these videos, you'll understand that it most times makes Alex Jones look like a crazy person. Alright, by using his own words, and yeah, you can take him out of context lots of times, Alex Jones, and make him look like a stammering, gibbering, just ape. Alright, you could do that, and Super Deluxe does do that, and he does so with, honestly, great skill. I respect his craft that he's developed. He's an originator here on the internet, and it's very entertaining and things like that. Here's the thing, one of the topics is actually a very big topic. It's gonna dabble in what is probably one of the most monumental lies that you ever heard before in your life and stuff, and it gets people very emotional. What I'm referring to is a music video in which, Alex Jones is being put on the spot as far as Sandy Hook. And people remember that. That's the unfortunate part about Sandy Hook, is that everybody who's alive back then, they remember that. Alright, you ain't gonna forget that, actually. That's what's interesting about Sandy Hook. You're not going to forget. The thing is, the best that you could do is try to avoid the whole situation as best as you can, because problem with Sandy Hook isn't that there was no children that died and stuff, or there was no people who died. Probably people did die, alright? Probably they did. The problem with it is there's so many questions that just go unanswered. And Alex Jones, he's been one of the prominent names to keep this up for discussion. The fact that there's so many questions, even to this day, it's July the 15th, 2017, there's so many questions about the Sandy Hook incident that go unanswered. Alright, you had the likes of Megyn Kelly trying to virtue signal all over the place, trying to catch Alex Jones in her little bullshit interview a little while back, and trying to make it seem like he's very insensitive to the parents of dead children. Alright, meanwhile, guess what? Megyn Kelly, her career's in the damn garbage where it belongs, isn't it? How much you gonna hear about her ever again? Hardly ever again. Her career is ruined from that interview, basically, and it was already on a downward spiral. Megyn Kelly should feel ashamed of herself, and I'm sure that she does somewhere deep down inside of herself. But that's the thing about it. She brought up Sandy Hook. Why? Because she thought it would be scintillating. Why? Because she knows that everybody remembers Sandy Hook. But what's interesting to note about Sandy Hook, like I said, is still questions. So many questions that go unanswered. Alright? Thing is, I went ahead and I took another look into it, and all you really need to know about Sandy Hook, and the fact is that we were told this big grandiose story of this little boy running up into the elementary school and shooting all these children and teachers up. That's what we were told by the news. This little boy done it, and guns actually did it, and we need to get all the guns. Remember that? They didn't get all the guns, but meanwhile, this is an issue that strikes people at their emotional core. I remember actually a couple years ago talking to a very effeminate man. I believe he was a homosexual, and just bringing up the unanswered questions regarding Sandy Hook. And he got up from the table in which we were both sitting at. He got up from the table and he said, "I can't believe you." He said, "I can't believe that you would dare conspiracy theorize over this tragedy. You don't care about the children." I swear that was his reaction to me, but more of an effeminate way. And he got up and he left, and he was disgusted. This was years ago. Alright, so fast forward a couple years later, alright, over a couple years later, still we have unanswered questions, my friends. And like I said, if you want to know, if you want to start diving down the rabbit hole that is the unanswered questions of Sandy Hook, you don't have to go no further or remember anybody else's name except the name Wolfgang Halbig. That's all you need to know. Trust me, it'll take you down a rabbit hole. Alright, in fact, Wolfgang Halbig just released an interview about a month ago, and I was listening to some of it. Guess what? He still has unanswered questions. Guess what? That's absurd. If you knew Wolfgang Halbig's history and his background, you understand that he never ever in his career ever had questions like this. And if he did have questions, they got immediately answered regarding school shootings, in which he's absolutely familiar with, more so than most people on earth. Alright, he still has questions regarding one and only one incident that he's ever been involved in investigating, that would be Sandy Hook. All sort of questions. You know what I'm saying? And here's the problem. Here's the problem with Sandy Hook. Everybody knows about it. It's kind of like Donald Trump. Everybody knows about Sandy Hook. You understand? And then you have people, they get extremely emotional. These are going to be absolutely just the most ignorant mofos that you'll ever find on earth. They're going to get very emotional. They're going to start virtue signaling. They're going to be like, you're saying that children didn't die? You practically are murdering children with your words. That's what that's how they're going to talk to you. All right. Meanwhile, they know not the first thing about this tragedy. You know, I feel in my gut that actually children did get murdered, to be honest with you. I feel in my gut that honestly teachers did get murdered, probably, or people did. All right, and Wolfgang Halbig, he doesn't doubt that people probably did get murdered. There's probably dead bodies. Who knows? The truth is, who knows? Because still, there's all sort of questions that remain unanswered about Sandy Hook, and you start to wonder, well, who really does care about the children? All right, because if there's questions that remain unanswered, if there's parts of this whole scenario that are absolutely preposterous and absurd, all right, if that is the case and stuff, then who cares about the children? Who's the one who really cares about the children? You see this kind of lie, like this is one of the biggest lies that we were ever made to try to swallow as American people. Guess what? I could never swallow it, dude. I just didn't have the appetite for it. Alright? I myself had questions. Alright? And this situation still goes very much unsolved. It's something that, I guess, you should forget about until people like Megyn Kelly dredge it back up into the public consciousness, which is what she did. And the thing is, it really wouldn't matter if she did or not, because there's always going to be questions, and there's always going to be people here to ask the questions. The words of Wolfgang Halbig, they won't never go away. The words of Wolfgang Halbig, that's the word of God right now. That ain't never going to go away, you guys. There's still going to be questions, because the thing is, there's questions, and there's questions, and they're going to continue to be questions until justice is served, you guys. And that's just how it goes. All right, that's the end game. Anyways, we've been lied to real bad, real hard. All right, and that's the whole point. Balls deep up in the tribulation. I'll holler at y'all. It's July the 15th, 2017.